On this edition of NSFW, we are joined by our favorite, the Haunted Broadsword. Casey McKinnon is back. We react angrily to the snub of Christopher Nolan for the Best Director Oscar. We also play a little game of Don't Get Brodied, and I go way deep, inappropriately deep, into the categories for the Academy Awards. Folks, it's all coming up on this edition. NSFW!
Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for NSFW is brought to you by Cashfly at CACHEFLY.com.
This is NSFW episode 60 for January 25th, 2011. Nolans and Naders.
This episode is brought to you by Squarespace.com, the fast and easy way to publish a high-quality website or blog for a free 14-day trial. Go to squarespace.com/NSFW. And introducing the all-new 2012 Ford Focus Electric with voice-activated sync and My Ford Touch, featuring gas-free power, zero CO2 emissions, and battery management technology that lets you go the distance. Learn more at focuselectricpower.com.
I'm that guy, built so fly, get a silk bow tie. Don't know why I'm built so fly, but I am no lie. Oh my, roll by, get a low ride huffy, sitting on the pegs, show toes puffy, cuff rolled up to my calf, class with the ass, bad with swag like Buffy. Gotta be the one to bite the bullet, I'm a sinner, but I bet I could've been a better man. I wanna be Zen, but I guess I'm some medicine instead of meditating, but I get it when I can. I don't wanna wind up with the gutter with a bottle of malt, like a minute, cause I never got a call telling me that it's all figured out. I'm sticking out, but I'm looking at the wall. Part of me was hoping to be caught up in the moment, to be open to the good and the God of me, but I got a love out of me, gonna get that out of me, become a bit of an oddity. What's a buddy, get to find about the thought of me? Who's he? You gotta be kidding me. Do me like cabaret City. If you see me with a chickadee, no diggity, it'll be giggity, giggity, giggity. Gonna send it like a letter from above with a woman that I love, cause I got it like I live. But if my baby's gay, I'll say, you go gay baby, work that crib, work that bib, burp that kid, screw police, flip that car. I don't want a Jesus piece, but I want a Reese's piece and a Kit Kat bar. I want everybody focusing and getting me to let him in to kick it for the betterment of innocent Americans who never want to settle for the pop. Or not, cause my bedroom rocks and the beat still knocks when I sort my socks. I'm 5'11" of sex from the tip of my head to my gorgeous knees.
Dude, that is so full of unbelievable win. I say it's showtime. It is NSFW, the new show full of win, the show that cannot stop even in the face of catastrophic disaster. A full-on exploded rig. We're talking fresh install of Windows 7. You'll notice we're not going to have any of the graphics this episode, and everything's going to be herky-jerky. You know when the Enterprise gets like all blowed up, right? And they say, we're only on auxiliary power. We're only running at 50% efficiency, right, Justin Robert Young, co-host of
I remember that, yeah.
That's what we're doing right now. We're running at 50 cents on, at 50 cents. We're running only on
We're
50
actually
cents.
selling this show at 50 cents on the dollar. Folks, literally make us an offer. We'll take anything.
It to anyone, for anyone. Joined in studio by OMG. It's
Hello,
Chad.
everyone.
And our new co-host for this episode is the lovely Casey McKinnon. How are you, Casey McKinnon?
Inertial dampeners are offline, Captain.
Ah, she can't take any more of this. See, no, I didn't say she cannot take much more of this.
No.
Hey, man, we've got a million freaking things going on, Justin. You want to start us off right here?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, folks, this is a big day. A lot of stuff is happening. You know, Oscar nominations for today was the State of the Union. Apparently now you have to win a science fair before you win the Super Bowl or something like that. But we're gonna break down what's important in life. Yes, folks, we are going to sort out a vast injustice that was perpetrated by the Oscar voters of America and all ships at sea. And we're going to use the vigilante justice chat realm to make sure that this is taken care of.
I believe they're called the Academy, not the Oscar voters of America.
No, they're called the Oscar gentlemen and ladies of fancy pants land.
I think it's
and
the
they vote
Academy.
on the
They call it
on
the
the
Academy.
backs of snails.
They're the Academy Awards for a reason. It's the Academy. Is what
Here's how they choose a winner. They kick 5 babies out a window and see which one dies first.
Oh my God! How does that even make sense? How do they pick a winner from that?
Well, listen, you want me to explain their madness? I'm just telling you what happens. This is like that documentary where they showed all the dolphins getting murdered.
Well, I'll tell you who I wish were the big winners at the Oscars, and I guess I will not be wearing this fabulous dress when I head out.
I'm very excited to be wearing that black tight.
You are excited, man.
Oh wow, yeah, no,
face
that
is all
was.
kinds of lit
I
up.
really felt I looked good though at that.
Jury, are you?
You were
checking
very
me out?
excited,
I think
Chad.
you're looking at me funny.
You know
Your
what?
hair looks great.
He definitely is. Justin is definitely like, I don't know, man. I might give me some
Justin's
of that.
totally in this picture. I'd hit that.
Justin looks like he's in a toga. though.
For the audio listeners, we're all in dresses at the Academy Awards.
And that's not a Photoshop. That is actually where we are
Mine
at this
is
moment.
the prettiest dress. I would just like to point
Absolutely.
that out.
All right.
God, I wish
I find
had
it
your
offensive
style.
that Amtrekker was the tallest of us.
Yeah, and they couldn't put lovely
Look at those
Casey
curly
McKinnon
locks.
in there. Oh well.
Yeah, WTF, dudes.
Yeah,
Seriously.
come on, man. You got to be timelier on your Photoshop business. All right, so do we want to set up our injustice correction first, or do you just want to get in with a wacky game?
You want to know what? Let's get this thing. These are going crazy. Brian's computer literally turned into a transformer, ran off, saved a child, came back, and we had to reinstall everything before we got the show on the air. There's the severe tornado warning. This is not a joke. This is actually happening in South Florida. I might die. So let's get this thing started on a fun and lighthearted note. Brian Brushwood, can we please play a game of...
Simplest game in the whole world. All you got to do is call us. All you got to do is call us and tell us a story. We don't care what it is. All you got to do is keep it afloat and not totally suck to where you get Brody. What happens when you get Brody, Justin?
Or if you're really terrible...
All right, so here's the game. If you survive all the way to the end, if you don't get Brody, then I will send you a copy of my book. Just go ahead and hit us up at nsfwshow@gmail.com. But meanwhile, phone lines are open. Skype into NSFW Show and just tell us a story, man. Just engage us. Here's an idea. Maybe start with like something exciting that will engage us from the beginning, and don't stop and be like, and the burger blarg. And
Nope.
Yeah.
By the way, I think that Casey should be our celebrity judge for this. So like it's gonna be like in those old drag racing things where the pretty lady drops the scarf and then the cars go. Casey, as soon as you get bored, you have to give. You're the one who's gonna be the kill switch.
All right.
You give the sign,
first
and
one.
then they'll get Brody.
Ganoush. Ganoush is on the line. Tell us a story, Ganoush.
All right, so this story has a moral at the end of it. So I was dating this girl a while back, and she kept telling me about how her dad abused her. I thought I'd be a great guy and save her. So I had her in the car when she was supposed to be home, and we see her dad's car come over the horizon. And I think, good, we can talk. But she screams, he's got a gun under the seat.
Oh,
So
crap.
cue a 100-mile-an-hour chase in my Camaro in the country while raining. It's very narrowly. I very narrowly avoided an oncoming car by 6 feet. So I finally got into town and got safe. And I'm at a friend's house. And then I find out that she's done it before and that it's all a lie. I
Brody.
almost went to jail for a crazy one.
Yeah.
Moral of the story?
All right, Paul. Tell us the story, buddy. What do you got for us, Paul? Caller, turn down your radio. Brody him instantly. Brody him instantly. And you're out. He's still on. He's still on the line, listening to himself be brodied. Hey, Richard, talk to me. What do you got, man? Tell me a story. Go. So far, chat realm not off to their best start. And
No.
I mean it, guys. I even called ahead. I was like, listen, guys, practice your stories. Because the only way Don't Get Brody doesn't work is if you guys fail to call in and give us a story. All you guys got to do. Chimera's calling me out in the chat room saying, wasn't Casey supposed to be the judge? I'm sorry. But when fail comes knocking, we got you got to stop rocking.
Rocking that down.
You gotta stop the rocking.
Brody that rocking.
All right, Paul, go. Stop the rocking. All right, Paul, go. Brodium. Richard, go.
Okay, so me and my friend are driving down University Avenue at my college, and we come to a complete stop at this stop sign, right? And we're just sitting there talking, and out of nowhere, off the right side, past the sidewalk, this must have been 250-pound chick comes running full speed and clips the front of the car, smashes onto the hood, and leaves a dent bigger than I've ever seen a deer.
No way!
She stands up and starts running. Her mom is right behind her, runs up, looks at the car, sees the damage, busted up hood, busted up fender, looks at her daughter, looks back at us, and chases after her.
Awesome!
Friggin' crazy.
Casey, I did not hear a single moment that was worthy of being brodied in that. What say you?
I say it was good.
Do we even have a sound effect for? Okay, there we go. Good. Hey, good job, caller. All right, that means we have open lines here at NSFW. Give us a call. Skype in.
People are saying it's at 40 seconds now. You got to beat 40 seconds. We're only going to take a few more of these. This isn't going to be a full game of Don't Get Brodied. So if you have one, call in now.
Come on, buddy. Give him a call. Lines are open. We got Rick Foster calling on the line. Rick, what is going on, Rick? What do you got for us, bud?
All right, so my car broke down. Me and my friends, we were driving to a concert, and we ended up waiting for a tow truck. And what goes by is a tour bus and pulls over. And out somebody walks out, and it's Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper, you can see the fog. He has the full makeup on, and he's like, hey, you guys want to ride? And we're like, yeah, sure. So they gave he all the way to his concert.
Dude.
And he brings us backstage, and we end up hanging out with him all night. And we're just drinking, and he's like, well, what do you want? You know, do you want to go back to your car, or do you just want...
Chat room's calling it lies. How can you prove that it's not lies, sir?
I high-fived him.
Pixar, it didn't happen.
I like the fact that his proof is that he high-fived him.
Yeah. Casey, what do you think this is kind of horse cheese?
Oh, I don't think it's lies. Stuff like that happens all the time.
So that's win. That's a minute, and that's a minute and 10 seconds in. I mean, he survived. We didn't hang up on him. We may think he's a liar, but he didn't get brodied.
Maybe I'm just being nice.
All right, caller, Austin, go.
Yeah, I lived on the river growing up, and there used to be a lot of manatees, and something that me and my friends used to like to do is put a water hose in the water and then run and jump off the dock and like jump on the manatee and ride it like a bull in the river. For, like,
Would it go far?
So one time, me and my friends were playing soccer in the backyard, and one of my friends wanted to show off, and he sees this manatee floating down, and he's like, guys, check this out. And he sprints to the end of the dock and dives off and lands on it, and what he didn't know is that when a manatee dies, it floats. And this manatee had been dead for about 3 days, and my friend literally fell through the manatee.
Are you kidding me?
A dead, decaying manatee of like 3 days, and he came up completely emotionally disturbed and disgusted for the next like 3 hours.
Oh my God, that is so epic and full of win in 8 million different ways.
You want to know, we actually have an audio clip that you sent along before you called in with this story of the first thing you said to your friend.
What is wrong with your face?
I'll tell you what, I think we have a new winner. Do you agree? Haunted Broadsword, Casey McKinnon, what say you?
I think that one was the best, for sure. For shizzle.
That's a minute and 24 seconds. New champion. That's amazing. All right, I'm gonna take. I guess we got time for just a couple.
One more call. One more call.
But
dead
I gotta
manatee.
say, I have
splash
no
it.
idea what a manatee is.
What? You don't know what it is?
No
It's a
idea.
sea cow. Those giant, slow-moving.
They have like one gigantic fin on the back.
They
Oh,
write
yeah.
the Family
Wait.
Guy.
I'm a girl.
girls love manatees.
Yeah.
Are you just saying because there aren't women?
Just saying, I don't know what a manatee is.
You're supposed to love stuff that lives in the ocean, like starfish and mermaids and
Manatee,
Davy
sea
Jones' locker.
cows. Do they have a fin on the back? They don't have a fin on the back, do they?
It's not a fin. It's the thing that like mermaids have. It's the big
mermaids.
Thing.
All right, can we please shut OMG Chad's mic off?
Sorry.
All right.
I just happen to be the house, manatee guy.
You're just a dirty manatee lover is all you are, sir. Look, I'm not
Can
getting
someone
any
please
calls.
add house manatee guy to his LinkedIn profile? All right, so there we go. All right, we have the big sloppy manatee explode around as the big winner. Brian, who was our final contestant on Don't Get Brody?
Our final contestant clocking in at 1 minute 23 seconds with a fabulous story of a man jumping into a decomposed manatee is Austin. Austin is the big fat winner, and he just texted me saying it doesn't hurt them, just so you know, FYI.
Okay, so we're not doing any final challenger?
No. I mean, this is nobody else called in, so I say we're done. We got it.
There
it's
we
on.
go.
We
All
have
right.
a winner. We've crowned. We got to play his. You can play the theme. I love the theme, Justin.
Go!
The chat room. I love the way they're like a drunken crowd at open mic night. They're like, play the song, play the Don't Get Brody song. Okay, so look, hey, before we talk, coming up in just a second, we do have to talk about both awesome things at the Oscars and less than awesome things at the Oscars.
Sure.
But before we do, we got to talk about some friends that make all this possible.
Yeah. Well, no. Did you want to get the gears turning on our thing and then
you want to go
ahead
and launch that ship already? I'm down for that.
Yeah, I think we should do that because the more time we have in between, the less time we're waiting.
One late entry. This is the same guy who's called 4 times and always had his radio on. Paul, what do you got?
I hate computers. I'm trying to be a good geek here and use Linux, but my damn microphone doesn't work. So I'm rebooted onto Windows, and here we go. Here's my story. You ready?
Already,
sure.
Already you have a thumbs up because you're going with Windows. Go ahead.
11 years old. I'm driving with my friends on bicycles up to the park, and there's 2 ways to get to the island park. One is across the nice, safe walking bridge. The other way is across the old abandoned railroad trestle. So, of course, we decide to ride our bikes over the old abandoned railroad trestle, because what else are you going to do when you're 11 years old and you're on your bike? So you're fine as long as you keep your wheels perpendicular, because there's like a space between the ties that's like 6 inches. We start driving across, and I start rocking my bike, and, of course, my wheel falls right into the thing. I go over the side, blank out, fall 25 feet, hit the ground.
No.
And luckily, my bike did not fall on top of me. I wake up, I can't breathe, I'm fighting with my lungs to try to tell them to take in air, and it won't take in air.
I wonder if he dies.
I start to come to, I roll over, I look up at the bridge, and there's 3 of my friends peering down, looking at me, figuring that they just saw their friend die in front of their very eyes.
I, just for a second, thought
and
you said
I
you saw
missed
your
the
3
gnarled
friends
tree stump that
peeing
was
on
a
you.
foot away.
You missed a gnarly tree stump 3 foot away?
I got up, picked up my bike, carried it up the ravine, and played for the rest of the day. I swear to God.
That's pretty epic, dude. All right, that's good. It would have been better
Is that a
if
new
you had
winner?
fallen-
Casey, which one wins? Dead manatee explosion or the boy who lived? Harry Potter style.
Manatee!
The boy who lived.
Thanks, Paul, dude. I'm glad
then
you got
I'm
it
sorry,
worked out,
sir.
though.
You came very
Thanks, guys.
far, but
Awesome.
as far as this contest goes, you might as well have stood lifeless at the bottom of that ravine.
You might as well. You should have just died. You should just laid
Might as
there.
well have, as far as this contest went.
Tell everyone, just go on without me. I'm fine.
Because you, sir, fell to the patron saint of Brody.
All right, so what do we got, Justin? You direct this. You guide this. You're driving from now on. I'm just glad I got the computer working to record this thing.
I would say that probably the favorite movie of the NSFW show this year, and one that played the pivotal part of our summer fantasy movie league, was Inception.
Oh,
we all
dude.
loved it. We've talked about it ad nauseum. We're obsessed with it. And so when the nominations for the Oscars came out, we were thrilled that, it got nominated for a lot of the technical categories, nominated for Best Picture, although apparently they've expanded the nominees for Best Picture to 38. So, an episode of NSFW has been nominated for Best Picture this year.
That must have been the Haunted Broadsword Cares.
It was actually, it was our Care Bears There episode, including the Haunted Broadsword herself, Casey McKinnon. But the one thing that didn't show up was a nomination for the director of Inception, Christopher Nolan. The nominations came out today, and it was furious.
Let me just say, freaking Inception. Hey, Casey, you saw Inception, right?
Hells yeah.
Which would you say was the most noteworthy? Was it the writing of Inception? Was it the music of Inception? Was it... wait, I had a fourth one. I don't remember. Anyway... Or was
it the hairdressery of Inception?
Was it
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Or was it the direction of Inception? What would you say was the most
Actually, it was all of the above.
Okay, but direction.
But to exclude one element would be insane, right?
Right.
Dude, it's clearly. People are calling it his Hitchcock, this is something that we will study for years to come. It is so brilliantly directed, and the fact that it never got that Christopher Nolan did not get a nod, that's totally bogus. So what are we going to do about it? We're going to make things right.
So here's the thing. Twitter exploded with rage today. A lot of the blogs exploded with rage, and we decided that we would chip in, much like, Lord of the Rings. Everyone's kind of going around in the Fellowship, and they're like, you got and my axe. So we've said, all right, our chat realm, we're gonna put you guys into the mix. We're gonna fight for Christopher Nolan and civilly protest the fact that for some reason he did not get nominated. Now you might say, how are we gonna do it?
Justin, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, because by the third Inception movie, he'll totally get nominated.
Sure, absolutely. I think by the third level of the Inception that he's going to have to plant on the Oscar voters so they can do a write-in candidate to see if maybe that'll happen. But it won't happen until we start to help to get the ball moving. So what we did today is send out for everybody in chat room to come up with a few videos. Brian, do you have some of the ones that
I got a couple of different options here. Basically, what we wanted to do, if you could Noel roll someone, right? Like Rick Roll, but with the Christopher Nolan, and just be all like, screw you, Oscars. You're a bunch of a-holes for not friggin' getting Christopher Nolan on there. And so we had short 10-second videos like this one show up. Here we go.
I vote me.
I don't even know what that was.
That's that's Rooker and then Darren Aronofsky.
That was Rooker. Yeah, Rooker saying, "I vote me." There's okay. Here's another one. We've got this one is called Christopher Nolan reacts to.
No. That's last.
Well, that's the only other one I have because I don't have any of the other ones.
There's two of them there.
I know there was a bunch of them. Did you put them in the document?
Yes, I did.
No, well, I didn't know you were doing that. That's very kind of you.
It's because you asked me to, and
I know, but then you told me you weren't going to do it.
And the winner is...
I was very confused. I was like, why aren't you going to do this for me? My computer broke. Here we go. Here's a Noel roll.
And the winner is...
So very, very simple. For those who can't see, it's just a guy saying, and the winner is, and then a gigantic, kind of puppy-dogged eyes, Christopher Nolan face just coming right up into your mug.
He's clearly disappointed. He's clearly had his heart broken, and it's not cool at all. Then there's our favorite here. This is the one we're going to have. Christopher Nolan reacts to Oscar snub. Here we go. Can you explain what we just saw?
All right. To go through it, it's Christopher Nolan's face. And by the way, you can watch this at bit.ly/NolanVid, all lowercase. That is bit.ly/NolanVid.
Oh, wow.
It is, yeah. It says Nolan got robbed. We kind of peer into Christopher Nolan's brain. At which point we see the Oscar ceremony. Christopher Nolan swings in the old school Adam West style Batman outfit and picks up his own Oscar while screaming at the top of his lungs. And then, in what we can only assume is a fever dream, we see Christopher Nolan's head on the characters of all the other pictures that were nominated for Best Direction, including The Fighter, The Social Network, True Grit, The King's Speech, and then finally he prances about on Natalie Portman's body from The Black Swan. And it just says, I can has nomination now.
This is so good. This is so good. Okay, so here's the thing. You guys know the game with the Rickroll is you go out there and you're like, well, that's an interesting thought. What do you think about this? And you post a link. You want to disguise it, usually. And then they click on it, and it turns out to be not at all remotely pertinent to what you were doing. And it's just jackassery, right?
Yes.
This Christopher Nolan reacts to Oscar snub is the new Knoll roll. It's the Knoll roll troll. It's the Knoll troll. It's the Nolan trollin'. It's trollin' Nolan is what it is.
Nolan Void is what I'm calling it.
Nolan Void. In fact, the Oscars are Nolan Void as far as NSFW is concerned. Now, here's the thing. This is kind of like a reverse compliment bomb because we are on the march. This is a cause that needs to be righted. And so we are going to go to all of the usual suspects and hit up all their comment feeds.
Sure.
And everybody work this in the most creative, clever way. As many sites in the chat room, I'm sure they're already posting links to places. You got to pay the Knoll toll, they're saying in the chat room.
We do have one specifically, though, Brian, that we can focus a little bit on. They have on the LA Times website a very influential movie blog called Brand X. And again, we're looking to influence Academy voters, people who can actually vote for this award thing. This is a blog that a lot of Academy voters read. It's called Brand X. They accept comments. So please, and even if you are listening to this on podcast, bit.ly/Nolan Bomb, all lowercase. Again, that is bit.ly/Nolan Bomb. And please try to make it a regular comment that just includes a link, but make all the links this video.
Oh my God, this is so good. That turned out so good, Justin. Okay,
absolutely. So there we go. Again, bit.ly/Nolan Bomb is Nolan Vid is where you get the video. Nolan Bomb is where you are going to fill up those comments. There's only like 16 when I checked it, and I'm sure that we're going to have over 200 before the end of the show.
It'll be over 9,000 if I remember my internet.
We might actually have over 9,000. So
crash their site, man.
Yeah, dude.
Hack the planet.
That's right. Talking about hack the planet, let's talk about hacking your vehicles. You want to talk?
Yeah. Let's talk about the hack butt vehicles that we have been driving instead of the awesome ones that we could be driving. Brian, can you tell us a little bit about who our sponsor is today while I find the read?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Justin, we have two sponsors, which, holy crap, who would have thought that our little idiotic podcast would be rolling with two sponsors every single episode, week after week? Do you remember back in the old days when there was weeks when we had to be sponsor-free? Now we're just maggoty with the sponsors, and of them...
You have to go back to the metaphor after we talked for a half hour.
I'm just saying, the sponsors are awesome, including our friends over at Ford, right?
Oh, my word. Listen here, Brian. If you do not know about the Ford Motor Company and their sync system, well, then I swear to Jesus Christ above, you should have been falling off that bridge like that boy earlier in this show. Except I hope you would have cracked your head on the side of a rock and died.
Yes, specifically because we're talking about which vehicle. We're talking about the Ford Focus Electric, right?
Absolutely. Listen, Brian, it's an all-electric vehicle without a gasoline engine. You've had all these electric vehicles running around with gasoline engine. This one says, roll the dice to that.
Yeah,
we don't need it. Get it out of here. It's dead weight to me.
Yeah, totally, man.
It's powered by a lithium-ion battery with a high voltage capacity, higher capacity than any Ford hybrid electric and plug-in hybrid vehicle. It's recharged. Get this, Brian. You have to bring it to some crazy filling station where a hippie's going to try and massage your feet. No. Do it in the privacy of your own home with a 120-volt outlet or 240-volt outlet upgrade with an electric vehicle supply equipment, and it has regenerative braking system. We've been braking this entire time and getting nothing for it. Finally, you can get paid back in energy.
You hear that, electrons? No more breaking for freezies. No getting your energy transformed into heat lost into warping my rotors. Now you're reclaimed. You're back.
Absolutely. And it also offers a miles per charge that's competitive with other electric vehicles on the market. It provides more than enough to driving between charges for most work commutes and getting about the town. Do you want to be a fancy gentleman and drive and get a baguette from the local cafe and then to oboe lessons?
Did you pronounce it cafe?
Yes, you do, and this will get you there and back.
Okay. I'll go to the local cafe then and drive
You can
my
go
baguette.
to the cafe. Brian, unless you are really just a snot-sucking moron, you know that electricity is often cheaper than gasoline, so it's going to be less costly to operate, especially if it's charged at night when your electric rates are lower. Here's what you do. While the electric company's sleeping, you steal their electricity and they wake up in the morning and none the wiser.
That's not what they're advocating. That's not what they're advocating. They're saying it's cheaper because less people are using electricity in the night, and so it tends to be cheaper. You can fill up your car at that time.
I also think it's my way, too, to be fair. So we can just agree to disagree. The all-new 2012 Ford Focus electric vehicle also features the Sync with My Ford Touch. It responds to voice command and touch controls and gives you battery management. Don't let your battery lie to you. Call it right out to its face and say, I know what you're up to because I can see it on my dashboard with my Ford Sync system. It's got the entertainment, phone, and navigation. It also says climate control, which I'm going to assume is storm-like powers.
You don't get to control
You can
the
control
climate.
the weather.
No, they're saying that you can control like the temperature in your car is what it's saying.
No, if you have the Ford... the Ford
electric Focus.
Ford Focus electric,
yeah.
You can control the weather around you. That is a fact. Take that to the bank. Also, you can easily make calls, play music, and much, much more. Sync understands more than 10,000 voice commands in total, so you can stay connected while keeping your eye on the road, your hands on the wheel, and a tornado going toward your enemy's house.
Did you say tornado?
Yes. They're called Tornaders when you originated from your Ford Focus Electric
You're
with
just
sync
afraid
capabilities.
You're just afraid of Ralph Nader calling into question safety, which you don't have to worry about because the Ford Focus Electric is a safe vehicle. So get out of here, you Tornaders. Why don't you go spin yourself into a tizzy some other place?
Listen, Brian, unless you're a tornado of idiocy, you can visit FocusElectricPower.com. Again, that is FocusElectricPower.com. And thanks to Ford for supporting NSFW as well as so many other twit programs.
Oh my gosh, the Tornado Cafe is a nice place to stop and have a baguette.
Oh, Justin, I'm so sad that you don't have a Ford yet because you're going to die in that tornado tonight.
I know! If only I had my own Ford Focus Electric, I could create a rival tornado, or Nader as I like to call it, and it would cancel out.
You know, the chat room is always making up that you accidentally dropped the N-word.
Why do we have to bring that up every time on this show? Because I know it's a funny thing in the chat room.
But you said, the moment you said Nader, they exploded. And the N-word is Nolans, is this episode. Nolans and Naders, we're all over N-words. All right, Justin, what are we up to now, sir?
Well, Brian, if you want to go ahead and intro the project that I've been working on.
Well, okay, look, as you guys know, we are very, you know what, I'll play this. We're very serious about the Oscars. And we care an awful lot about their integrity and about our ability.
Hello, everybody.
Shut up. All right, and then...
Shut your filthy fat face, idiot.
So... We had Justin go and dig up all of the lesser known categories in a segment that we think is very important because we want to know. I don't have time to watch all of these shows and things, right? And so instead we send out people like Justin to find out everything there is to know about the Oscars. So let's talk about it. You watched all of them, right? You watched all the movies, correct?
I've watched every movie that's come out this year.
Okay, all right. So
And specifically all that were nominated. There were a few that I actually hadn't seen, so I had to watch them today.
Okay, I just want to, me and Casey have questions because we do not have time and we want to know which one of these have a good chance to win. Let's take some of the lesser known categories. For example, documentary. Let's say, let me actually see if I can find the
Go ahead, yeah. I'm an open book, so just go ahead and ask me any question.
Okay, documentary feature, Exit Through the Gift Shop. What's that one about?
Exit Through the Gift Shop is actually it's a very interesting kind of thing that it was nominated because it's really just an architectural planning video that is all about it was the original title was Egress, and it's really just kind of a walkthrough of various buildings, and and gift shop is actually kind of a slang term for near the bathroom.
Well, it says here that it's the Banksy movie, and that in the world of guerrilla street art, a young videographer named Thierry Guterra attempts to document some of the works of renegade movement's best-known practitioners. That's not correct?
No, that's incorrect.
Okay.
It's Egress was the original title.
Okay.
And it actually, what's it called? It has a rap song too.
Every time I go to this stupid page, it's going to autoplay.
And the rap song goes Egress, mother effing Egress.
Okay, what about this one? It's called Gasland. What's the story with Gasland?
It's actually again another big surprise for the Academy. It really is. It's a sophomoric movie. Gasland refers to a family in Arkansas that has a chronic farting problem.
I'm sorry, but all of these sound like anal movies.
Exit Through the Gift Shop. Is that what they're called? Is that what the ladies call it nowadays? The gift shop?
Yeah,
Oh,
actually,
way
yeah.
too
We
anal for me. Sorry.
We can read through the nominees: Gasland, Inside Job, Arrest Repo, and Wasteland.
You gotta be kidding me! Hold on, let me get this list up here. This is huge because you see here, they really are. We've got Exit Through the Gift Shop, which I've never heard it called that before. We've got Gasland.
Oh wait, you don't call it that?
No, we've got.
I do.
We've got
lot.
Inside Job.
I like big gift shops and I can't not lie.
We've got Restrepo, which I
don't
think
know what that is, but it sounds like S&M.
that's you know what it is. You get restrained, and then finally Wasteland.
No, Restrepo is actually when you're engaged in that particular act, but you kind of get a little tired, so you just rest a little bit. You just leave things where they are, and take a Gatorade real quick.
And then what's Wasteland about, Justin?
Well, yeah, just butts.
No buts about it.
A lot of butts, again, a very odd year for the Oscars.
Okay, well, and I tell you, it's an odd way that they've selected these particular episodes. But let's talk about
Disqualified was actually Wasteland was actually a sequel. The original Teenage Wasteland was a little bit too risque for Oscar recognition.
All right, I'm looking for short film here. All right, we got short film, live action. What we got here? The Confession. What's The Confession about? It's about butt sex.
Confession's about a guy. He actually he stole somebody's car keys, and the guy's like, "Hey, what's going on? Where's my keys?" And he's like, "Oh, I think they're at the video store." And then he's like, "Wait, that's ridiculous. There's not even a video store within 50 miles." And then he's like, no, bro, sorry. I totally left him in my pocket." And then that's the end.
They were in my pocket the whole time.
Did you just reenact the entire movie of The Confession? Is that what you
Spoiler alert.
I want to see.
My face hurts so much from laughing.
I want so bad for somebody to go back and edit together that with like the Inception soundtrack behind it, and just be like, "One man, a lie." No, totally. I left it in the video store.
Listen, I don't make the movies. I just watch them.
Okay, all right. Well, that's. I'm glad that you reenacted that one for us. The Crush. What's The Crush about, Justin?
The Crush is actually that's a short film about one guy's love for that Alicia Silverstone movie.
The Crush.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
just
movie.
really like they're like the guy's really into it, and he goes to visit Alicia Silverstone, and he's like, oh, remember that movie, The Crush? And she's like, yeah, and he's like, I loved it, and they high five, and it's really kind of heartwarming.
All right. Any comments on this so far, Casey?
Yeah, actually, it's kind of all of these ones in this category. They sound like some kind of like Catholic, priests.
Oh my God, it does. Because you got the Confession, the Crush, the God of Love,
God of Love.
Na Wee Wee, and Wish.
Oh, now wee wee.
And Wish 143, which I believe is the Prayer for the Forgotten.
Yes. Actually, that one's about beepers. It's about a couple kids in 1993 beeping each other.
All right. That's very odd.
But
Okay, and
got that one.
What's
Thank
Na
you.
Wee Wee about?
Now Wee Wee is actually, this is my pick to win, by the way. Now Wee Wee's about a kid who falls off a train track, and he falls into a ravine, and the only thing he can say is no wee wee as he bubbles his words through the water.
Oh, I thought you were reenacting the guy who called us earlier and telling his story about falling
Oh my
off the
God!
train
Oh
track.
no, that's very similar, isn't it? Wow, that's weird. It's really weird.
Which probably means that Nawiwi will not be winning.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. Now Wee Wee is really the performance in No Wee Wee, specifically the titular line.
I tell you what, man, if you could get a crossover and you could get Na Wee Wee to exit through the gift shop, that would be Oscar gold, dude. That would be huge.
I'll tell you what. Maybe we can do a little mashup. Maybe the kids will do it on the internet. A little No Wee Wee exit through the gift shop.
All right, look, we don't have a lot more time, but let's talk foreign films, man.
This is really my favorite category. I'm a huge fan of foreign films, and I'm a real big fan of a lot of these. So go ahead, ask away.
Well, let's see. We've got here. We've got Beautiful, BIUTFUL.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
this is actually a great film starring Javier Bardem about a man who can't spell.
It's dyslexia, the foreign film.
No, yeah, it's just like he's like, oh man, spelling's so gosh darn hard. But this struggle is really beautiful. And then somebody looks over his shoulder because he spent the last hour and a half trying to learn to spell, and he spells it like all screwed up, and they're like, yay, you did it! And then that's the end.
Okay, and what about Dogtooth? What's Dogtooth about?
Dogtooth is actually a really harrowing tale about an orphanage in Scandinavia, and it's a gripping family drama where the sisters kind of find each other after a long harrowing tale, and then one of them farts.
Well, it says here that it was made in Greece. Is there a reason that that's not?
The Grecians are very weird. They like to jump all over the place.
All right, In a Better World from Denmark. What's that one about?
Denmark, this is probably my favorite one to win here. It's about a guy who fantasizes about escaping the reality that he currently lives in, so he builds a lot of Legos. He builds all these really intricate Lego worlds, and then some dude's like, yo, that's not a better world. We live in the best world ever. And then they kick over the Lego thing, but here's where the twist comes in. There actually were little people living in there, and the little people all fly out, and then they sting the guy in the face, and then at the end it turns out that the little people were wasps.
Okay. Hold on.
That one is so gonna win. I love it.
Which is stupid. Hold on, I gotta stop this stupid guy from the freaking.
Hello, everybody.
Shut
Good
up!
Hi, hello. I'm glad that we could be here.
Okay, what else do we got on there? Because I've now lost page because I had to shut that guy up.
All right, well, we can recap real quick. Incendies is actually a movie about underwear and a funny name that people have for them.
Okay, and finally, Outside the Law, Horse Laloy.
This is actually another one that's very, very important. I think a lot of people will actually be very, very familiar with. It's the retitled print of Tababasa Sula.
Tell me
we
about
hit,
Tsatsula.
action
Tell me
film.
about Tsatsula. Your number one
Yeah.
source for Ugandan films. Yeah, that's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
but it went to Algeria, and that's where it got released. So outside the law, you American son of a bitch. That's the acceptance speech this year. If it can beat a better world, for my opinion. But there we go.
Well, dude, I would say you killed it, Justin. I'm glad I don't have to see these movies, and we thank you. We thank the Oscar committee. We thank everyone who made possible Jury Goes to the Oscars.
Hello, everybody.
Shut
Good morning.
up. All right, go ahead. I want to see, first of all, right now, at this moment, all of Chat Realm is hitting up the digs and the Reddits, and they're all kinds of knocking boots and self-replicating with their stingers so they can attack giants. But before we take a look and see whether or not they were able to pull it off, whether or not they were able to completely, crush the souls of the Academy, what do you got?
Yeah. Are we doing another read?
Well, we probably should, because we have two sponsors and we're about to find the big thing.
Sure, absolutely. Listen. All right, folks. I'm going to level with you here. We've been horsing off all GD night, okay? But I'm going to talk straight with you guys.
Talk straight to us, Justin.
I'm going to give it to you straight.
Oh, that's
Straight.
hot.
You want to go to jail? No, you don't. That's why you need a Squarespace account.
What the hell are you doing?
Do you want to be running around, but you want to be someone's girlfriend in jail? I don't think so. That's why you need an account that doesn't go down when a big Reddit or Dig account, goes and it blows up. You have load balance servers. You want something with CSS capabilities, but it's simple enough to where you can just make one pretty, even if you don't know a lot about CSS, because you don't want to have to be making yourself pretty if there's a 400-pound inmate who wants to make you his bench.
I'm sorry, hold on, Justin.
Ramon Film Productions na show.
So let's say I made a big movie, right? And I think it's going to make a splash at the
The Oxnard, yes. I believe that we can make a splash at Oxnard as well.
It's going to be huge in Asgard. And so I want to have it look good and represent the best of Ugandan action films.
In Algeria.
In Algeria, yeah. Right? So what do I do? How do I make this work?
Well, geez, you get on your Squarespace account, right, and you make a little, you make a website. It's super easy. And by the way, you can go ahead on there right now to squarespace.com and get a 14-day trial on the free tip, son. Just use the promo code NSFW, and you can get Tibaba Sasula
it's not that
right
about
up there.
Sasula.
Coming soon. Action. Take care, Sasi. Debat Sasula. Coming soon. Raymond Film Production. We do the best to stand. Your number one film company in Uganda. You American.
I almost cut off him saying American.
Yeah, what the hell, bro?
You American son of the bitch.
Okay, I'm sorry, you were saying. Go ahead.
It's Squarespace.com, and by the way, right now you can just easily, you don't have to do anything in terms of the promo code. Just go to squarespace.com/NSFW, and it's all going to be set up right there for you. Brian, it's the best of breed web hosting and web publishing software. If you don't use it, well, what can I tell you? You deserve to be punched in the face in a correctional facility and then taken advantage of.
Oh my God, is that really what you just said? I think I just lost my Terabat Sasula. I'm very sad about that.
I think I made a real mistake not using Squarespace for my website.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because I'm obviously going to get raped in prison.
All right. Well, you said the R word, not me.
For a change.
What? It's a real word.
It is. You didn't make it up. That's true.
That's enough. All right. So how have we done so far? Has Chat Realm made their words be known?
Well, I'll tell you what, folks. Right now, I cannot load the Brand X site.
Oh my God! Did we take down the Brand X site?
It's not loading for me. If it can load for anybody else.
Well, you have a tornado going on. Oh no! Here, it's loading up for me though. Here, let me take a look at what I got here. First of all, comments. Let's see what we got here. We're up to how many comments was it at?
It was at 12. Actually, I don't think that these are recognizing. I think they might have started deleting ours.
Oh, really? Because it says here comments 63. And then it says let's see. I'm going to. You think they're already
Oh wait, hold on. Wait, oh maybe they load from the top.
Well, I'm scrolling on down, actually. I don't know. None of them have a link. Can you not include a link on these?
Oh, so unfair.
Dude.
I tried to include a link and it posted before.
Well.
Oh, they need approval.
Do they need approval?
Oh.
They didn't when I loaded one before. I double checked it.
Oh, Justin.
All right, listen.
This is hold on. Pull it back. See what this is? That's I'm goat seeing the fourth wall right there, sucker. Listen. This is like the third time that we've not been able to post our comments.
Oh, okay. Oh, really? Tonight you're gonna start throwing blame.
No, I'm
really?
just saying.
Tonight.
What's up with our
of all nights?
No.
Tonight, tonight you want to start throwing.
No.
You want to start throwing mud.
No, I'm not. I'm not trying to throw mud.
Really?
I'm not. Okay, maybe I am throwing mud. I'm just saying.
No,
like
you're throwing
tonight.
No. Listen. I'm the one with a crippled ship running on impulse power, and I need a warp drive to save my life. And so, look, I'm just saying. Damn it! This bit is so awesome. Why do they start screening all of our things?
I don't know. I posted like 3 comments, and oh wait, hold on, wait. Oh no, look at the recent comments. Hold on.
Okay.
If you go to the sidebar.
Okay. And I'm looking at the sidebar.
No, go lower.
Lower.
I noticed that Michael Rooker had commented on this post.
What? Where? Where's the oh my God! By Michael Rooker. There we go. Okay.
And unless Michael Rooker is
by
really
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ also posted. So let's take a look at all of these.
I don't think we can see them. I think they're holding them hostage.
Oh, that would be terrible. Now it's making me look at an ad. Yeah,
great.
They're holding them
I guess
hostage.
Jesus supports Inception too.
That sucks. Oh well. Well, look, we'll find it somewhere else. Meanwhile, we'll dig it up and we'll post it. Look, here's what I want to see, and we can do a follow up on this next week. But I want to see all kinds of crazy comments on every blog out there. Be subtle about it and just kind of just drop them in with a I was gonna say.
Okay, Brian. Here, there's apparently a pretty active Reddit feed. We can go to Christopher Nolan response to Oscar snub.
You know what? I clicked on this earlier, and get this. It just shows up as nothing but white for me. Like, that's what I see. And then this, like, doesn't normally it show something on here? Because this is all it's giving me.
You want to know what? It does the exact same thing for me, except you can click on the comments, and you can read some of the comments.
Oh, okay. We only have 7 comments. The following is a sample of what Reddit users had to say about this page. The full discussion is available here. Well, dude, why don't you just give it to me? This is a solid argument. I agree. Agreed. Concur. Touche. Quite. You should have gotten a nod just for this response. Yeah, dude. Let's everybody.
All right. Well, let's just blow this up. You want to know what? Screw Brand X. Let's just blow this Reddit feed up, and let me also change the Nolan bomb Bitly link.
Do you know what it sounds like when you blow it up?
What does it sound like? I should have gotten the button ready. Son of a gun.
Oh.
I'm terrible. Yeah, when you click on it, already exploding. It's over 300 views now on the site. Look, wait a minute. Look, let's wrap this thing up here, Justin. Where can people see you? What do you got going on right now?
Folks, listen, Justin R. Young on Twitter. Please follow it up. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, there'll be some really, 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 really exciting stuff that I can talk about that I can't talk about right now. So make sure you follow Justin R. Young on Twitter, and also iTricks.com if you like magic industry news. I write that site every day. We do a bunch of podcasts. Please head on over there, iTricks.com. For you, if you like the David Blaines and Chris Angels and Brian Brushwoods of the world, I'm the guy that you want to read. So there we go. Hit it
All
up.
right, Casey. In addition to your new where can people see your brand new spanking new website?
At CaseyMcKinnon.com. And you can also follow me on Twitter as @CaseyMcKinnon.
At Casey McKinnon. Anything else coming up that you can tease? You can hint
Well,
about?
I am dying right now because I really want Coke and chocolate because I'm on a super diet to be. Oh, and I'm on a super bronzer too, so my body looks like DePaul from Enterprise when I look down, which is really. Oh.
Oh no!
It's really awesome, anyways.
She almost made it. She almost made it. Yeah, sorry. You were
Yeah,
saying.
so I'm doing this ElfQuest film on February 11th. We're shooting, so I gotta look like super hot because I've got a really tiny outfit to wear.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And
Dang.
Chadley Von Chaddington, thank you for hanging on the show and helping to restore this horse crap of a Millennium Falcon system we got here. What are you up to? Where can people follow you?
People can follow me at Twitter, OMG_Chad. Please check me out there. Yep.
And that's it? No OMGChad.com?
Yeah, you can check out OMGChad.com. I'm starting a podcast called Steve.
A podcast?
You should.
Podcast called Steve.
I just turned on your microphone.
I don't know why that keeps turning off. I would like to say that it's elves turning off my microphone, but I think that it's me, unfortunately.
I think it could
so,
be.
So, yeah, follow me on OMG_Chad at Twitter and OMGChad.com to
Awesome.
check out stuff.
All right, well, that's it for this episode of NSFW, which, look, if you guys are all like, well, that didn't seem like they were quite on their A game, screw you, man. We almost didn't have a show. Our ship exploded, and we held our breath in the middle of the vacuum of space and assembled together enough pieces that we could make a bicycle ship that we're floating through space on, and you just best be happy that our tricycle bike spaceship is able to get us closer to the moon's gravity field. Forget you guys. I love you. Dynamite.
See you next Tuesday.
So deep inside Santiago, the whole town knows that the Arab's not her lover.
Yeah, do me a favor. Do this. Do this. You gotta make a diamond. You gotta make a diamond. Diamond is cool.
Oh, by the way. Oh, dude. Wow.
Oh, moly.
This is troubling.
I like to call this one drinking problem.